let me touch on the last part. He was talking about a woman falling in line. That's the part that I disagree with. You know, if a man is doing what he's supposed to do, then a woman is gonna naturally fall in line. You know that is a woman's trope. You know, that is the battle cry of the sisterhood, and a lot of women don't realize it because what he's selling is conditional femininity.
Yep.
He's saying that women will become who she's supposed to be if you give her the safe space to be that. If you are the masculine man and you come into a relationship and you doing what you're supposed to do, she's going to naturally melt and become who she always is. But if you don't have that, then she's going to have to be that masculine person herself and go out there and have to be rough and tough. And that is bullshit. That is the trope of most women who turn 50 years old and never had a meaningful relationship because she's been out there waiting for the man that's going to make her the feminine woman that she's supposed to be. But she ain't never ran into him. And so now she, yes, he did. We can run that back.
That's exactly what he said.
That's exactly what he said.
That's exactly what he
was
said.
like,
Marcus be saying the same shit.
That's when he was talking about Kevin. He was like, I don't have to do that. I ain't had nothing. And I had women. I had women before I had this. I have women now. He was talking about what he was able to do on that pimp talk, about what he was able to do and get women in line without having to have any conditions or do anything outside of just being him. And that is not true, because if you run into a rough, tough woman who may act soft for a time being, I mean, there's a meme on Facebook right now in the Lapeef group. I'm not sure how many of you guys are in the Lapeef group on Facebook, but go to Facebook and type in Lapeef Network and join the group. JR will let you in. There's a meme in there right now talking about I forget how it exactly goes, but it's because it's a pictorial, but it's basically saying if you are I don't want to even forget that, because if I can't describe it accurately, I don't want to describe it at all. But the point is this: fuck conditional femininity. If you are a soft woman, you are a soft woman, period. And make sure that you have the discernment to pick the right man. But don't tell me you're a soft woman because the guy that you're with is a strong man. Because if that's the case, let me flip it around. Can I be a soft guy until I find the right woman, and then I'll become masculine when I get the right woman? I'm going to be a feminine guy until I get me a woman that's feminine, so then I can finally become masculine. You know how crazy that shit sounds? That's how it sounds to me, and the other way around. So
what if that energy that makes a woman masculine, she's not intentionally trying to be masculine, it's the thing that she has to do in order to survive.
It got shit to do
it
with
actually makes her masculine.
It ain't got shit to do with the man.
I don't think so.
Yo, we'll go. Yeah,
that's what
I got.
So that's where we disagree, because I believe that depending on what you have to go through in life can very well change the energy you have in your body and how that's
why did you go through that?
So how do we have a society that makes
I'm saying she didn't. It may not even be a choice. That's why I stated in my initial premises, survival.
But what in society? Hold on, wait. I got a question then what in society makes hard women but soft men? How does a society make a soft man but a hard woman?
How does society make a soft man and a hard woman? When you give a person choice to be able to step outside of their their natural state or their natural position. So like when you gave a woman choice to be able to compete on the same level in employment, she
has a choice.
Her being in her femininity is hold on, let me finish. Her being in her femininity is yielding to a man. But even if the man is fucked up or he's on some shit, she still yield. That's the thing about femininity. But if a woman is able to go and survive on her own, that's why guys fly to other third world countries, don't have women that can do that. They tend to have less patience here whenever they can go get their own bag.
Why do you always use that as a talking point?
I think you're misunderstanding my question.
If I always use something as a talking point, that means I'm being consistent on what I believe.
Hold on, bro.
And the conversation comes around. You can call it wrong, but that still answer your question on why.
That does not. You use that. You try to plug holes with that thing as for guys having a choice. I will use one of the words that you put out there: a choice where in the world they choose to find their women.
But
because they
for
don't
example,
find them
I think,
in America.
for example, I think hold on.
The way
I think
you
Shannon
use it
can
is
back
a
me on
negative
this.
connotation.
I think I can use this, and Shannon can back me on it. I think Mr. Logic is on one.
No, stand on
I
your
don't know if it
own.
was with hold on. I'm just listen. I think Mr. Logic made a perfect reference years ago when he was on his panel, and he said that I think was it the people in Afghanistan? It was a faction in there taking over the country and stuff, and they said, in order to make a country or turn it upside down, is you educate the women and you give them power. So to that example, I'm saying I think what the United States did and a lot of countries are doing, once you give a woman power to be able to thrive on her own, I'm not gonna say it's her nature to rebel, but I will say that she would be less submissive and more eager to push back on the things she don't feel comfortable with doing.
Bruce,
that would impact her ability to find a person that a mate to get in a relationship, which means she would have to go out and to survive. Would also mean that she would have to be more masculine in order to compete with the men in the market,
Bruce,
the job market.
You misunderstanding my question. Hold on, wait.
Link that with Passport Brothers. Because
you
use it as a negative. You always use it as a negative connotation. So link right. What you just said there, masculine women, and now link why you use Passport Brothers.
Okay, so my thing on Passport Bros, I would equate that to an NBA player going to the G League to score 100 points.
So now you're disrespecting women from other countries, thinking that we have the upper crust here and their lower tier there.
I wouldn't agree to that. I was disrespecting.
Wait, you just did. You said it's comparison.
You can say that I just did. You could say I did, but I'm not agreeing that I disrespect. You asking me that I disrespect, or are you telling me that?
You just made a comparison.
Is the G League the NBA?
I'm just saying. What I'm saying is when I took a video that Austin Holliman made, and I made a reaction.
So you're not gonna answer that. You're gonna just skip over that.
But this is the passport. This is the question about the linking it to the passport, bros. My whole point was you going over to a country where they would look at you as somebody, which with his words, and they would sweep the floor, so to speak, and then their pH balance was better.
I think you missed to what you should be considered. If I was to compare the Passport Bros to a sport, I would actually compare it to the WNBA versus overseas. How rookie women come into the WNBA and realize I can go overseas and make more money overseas than I can here. I can get more value if I go play for Russia than I can over here in this league. I'm gonna go over there, and that's what I would liken the Passport Bros to.
And I wouldn't
say that they're going over there to get worse women, or they're going over there to get a lower quality woman because they can't get good women here.
I never said that they're going over there to get a lower quality woman.
You made the example over here is as the NBA, over there is like the G League. Did you not?
But I didn't say over there was a worse place to play at. I'm just saying you're doing the same thing.
No, you called it the G League, bro.
But I'm giving y'all the context.
That's the worst. That's the worst place. If you had an opportunity to play in the NBA or the G League,
Marcus,
you had a choice between the NBA or the G League. You telling me that those two are on equal playing fields?
I didn't say there was equal playing fields.
This is the one time you could easily just concede. Yeah,
the context I used it. Listen, the context I used the NBA and the context I used the NBA and the G League was in the context of scoring points. That's why I said score 100.
So we all heard.
I wasn't talking about whether you had a better lifestyle as an NBA.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying if you're a star in the NBA, you can go to the.
Now you're
okay.
Nobody's going on.
You played basketball before, right?
Bruh.
You played basketball. I think you can understand. You ever been to LA Fitness or some shit like that, or a gym that had multiple courts, and all of the decent players, the guys that really could compete were playing on one side, and on the other side it was like the scrubs shit.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't really come over there because they were You get what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, instead of playing right there and competing,
go to the scrubs.
You would rather go over there to the scrubs and play with those.
So basically, you calling the women overseas
scrubs.
No, I'm talking about the level. I'm talking about the competitiveness. I'm not talking about the person. I'm talking about the degree of the difficulty it is to obtain a woman that's beautiful and actually find somebody that's willing in a meaningful relationship. And I'm equating it to the degree of difficulty.
But But you're assuming that these men are looking at the other men and saying, I can't compete with these men, rather than them looking at the women and saying, I don't want these women.
Bruh.
No, okay, so
that's what they're saying. I don't want these women. Okay, so if I'm a go
the comparison I'm making is that the economy. It's the economy. The argument was based on the cost of living. Austin Holloman made a point about, hey, look, I can go to Dallas and it'll cost me 2 months. And I can go to DR and it only cost me 2 days for the activities I had.
But he made that comparison and I put passport bros. That's just a motherfucker trying to find a better, find a cheaper living situation.
You can call it whatever you want, but that's what I'm just giving you the context. I'm not arguing on whatever it was.
You're conflating.
You can call it whatever you want, but that's what I'm just giving you the context. I'm not arguing on whatever it was.
You're conflating.
You can call it whatever you want, but that's what I'm just giving you the context. I'm not arguing on whatever it was.
You're conflating.
You can call it whatever you want, but that's what
That's why YouTube on. It's either Kenny or Marcus or Sweeney or JR. Y'all got YouTube on.
Yeah, I don't know who that. I ain't got.
Hey, Darwin, this is the one time where you can just say, "I'ma own this one." I did say it. I concede.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing, though.
You trying to put
we're in a real time conversation, and I'm listen. We're in a real time conversation, and when we're in a real-time conversation, and when I respond to a specific point, then y'all change it to a different point and try to tell. What I'm trying to do is walk you through the context I'm trying to give you.
Oh, okay, Darwin, we didn't change anything. You started moving the goalposts in many different ways. We attacked your argument and pointed out exactly what you said, and you would not own it.
You said it. You didn't point out exactly what I said. You said I was being disrespectful, and I didn't own the fact that I felt like I was being disrespectful.
But okay, Sweeney, help me out. I said I feel you're being disrespectful because you're comparing overseas women to being the G League. That means they're paraphrasing a lesser form of women.
Yep. Now, granted though, what Bruiser was trying to say is
no, don't do that.
No, because he did say it. I'm about to explain. I'm about to explain.
Don't be split star.
Hold on, Kenny. I got it. Let me walk this down because I was just about to make this point. The problem with Bruiser's argument is that he's conflating two different things that ain't got shit to do with each other. He just used somebody's argument about how they went overseas because it's cheaper to live there. And you're conflating that with the passport bros. Those are not one and the same.
It wasn't about. Listen, it wasn't about living there. It's like listen. The bottom line is about bagging a woman. The bottom line was about bagging a woman. So, and the thing was, it's easier to get a woman over here than it is over here. And I'm telling you, I actually did the research and I pointed out why it's more
That's
easy.
not the argument
the reason was y'all got to know how Darwin thinks for this to make sense.
The kind of woman that you get is the complaints that people have.
I don't know how. Listen, we can agree to this. We can agree to disagree, but I will stand on the fact that I've been overseas before, and I've been with women. Now I don't know. It's not a disrespect that they're more submissive and they'll sweep the floors. Her Austin Holloman word. It's that they don't give so much pushback because they don't have the similar things that women in America have. So they can give pushback and they can be more combative because they don't have to deal with shit because they can actually go out and survive on their own. Part of the situation we created over here in America.
I can wrap it up for you. You got to understand Darwin's philosophy. He is centered on provider being the most important aspect. So that's why he's correlating over here to over there because he's associating that with just being wealthy.
Who said that you only have to provide in America?
This is
that's what I stand for.
Yeah, who said you said you stand for a man being a provider. Who said that the only place you can provide is right here in America?
I never said that, but
Then
Mike was getting my point.
Then what's your argument?
He even tried to give you the understanding, but you keep shooting down that point
because the point doesn't make sense. Because even within your philosophy, a passport, bro, would still fit underneath your philosophy.